Well, hi, everybody. This is DearMamaSal, and it is Friday evening, which means it's time for us to talk about coping with life. And in particular, tonight, we're going to be talking about why I made such a mess on my worktop here for this broadcast. What we're going to be doing is learning how to make simple jellies. We're at that time of the year, or heading towards it, where we're beginning to look towards things like Thanksgiving. We're looking at maybe early Christmas present making and stuff like that. So I thought what I'm going to do now is start making simple things that you can make that won't cost a whole lot of money, but will have quite a bit of impact. And today I'm going to do jellies. Now, the interesting thing is that some time ago, I remember our admin Jody asking me, uh, what is the difference between jam and jelly? And I said, I have no idea, but I have found out. And let me try and describe this. Um, if your jam, oh, hang on a second. If what you've made, you probably can't see this yet, but I've got chunks of strawberries in there. I don't know if you can see that. This will end up being a jam because it has chunks of fruit in it. And this one, um, which you probably can't see too well at the moment, but this one will end up a jelly because it'll be fairly clear. Now, if I totally put it through a nut sieve or something and just let the not have any stuff in it, it would definitely be a jelly. This is going to be a sort of halfway between. So the reason that I'm doing this is because just before lockdown and the pandemic, and just after I moved in here, Benji came to visit me. And he was, sat here at the other side of this big worktop here and on a bar stool. And we had all sorts of things that we were eating. And amongst them, he brought up some mint jelly for me. And quite honestly, I have enjoyed this so much with cheese and crackers that I decided I'm going to learn how to do this. Now, I've never done it before, but that's never going to stop me. So what I've got, and then as I started getting stuff together, I got more and more inspired, which I hope you will as well as we go through this. It was quite simple to start with. And the next thing I knew, I had all my worktop covered in stuff, and you will find out why. So the first thing, Jody, thank you for being here. And for those of you who don't know, Jody is our admin. Did you hear the difference between jams and jellies? And welcome to Antoinette. And hi, Izza. Good to see you as well. So, Jody, did you hear the difference between jellies and jams? I'm not sure if you were already in the room when I was talking about that. Oh, okay. So does it make more sense now? If it's clear, it's called a jelly. If it's got stuff in it that you can see, it's called a jam. So basically, same sort of thing. Got it? Now then, to make jams or jellies, I'm not going to be doing this difficult one. Why would we want to do the difficult one, right? We want to do, what can I whip up quickly type one, because that's the sort of stuff that Sal likes to do. So what I found out was basically you need three things. You need some fruit. You need some citrus of some sort, and I'll talk about that in a second. And the third thing you need is some sort of sweetener. And as you're going to see, I'm going to experiment using all sorts of different sweeteners. It doesn't have to be sugar. If you are diabetic or pre-diabetic like myself, it doesn't have to have sugar. Although, quite honestly, this is what I found. When I have my cheese and crackers in the evening, I have a teaspoon of mint jelly. I don't think that is going to be a major problem for anybody. And that's how I look at it, which is it's my treat to have that teaspoon of mint jelly, which is why it's lasted so long. So now then, you got it that we need fruit of some sort. We need citrus of some sort. Now, why citrus? Citrus for two reasons. Number one, it tastes good, but it's antibacterial. And you might be saying to me, well, Sal, is that lemon or is it lime or is it orange? And the answer is yes. You can use lemon, lime, or orange. You could use grapefruit if you want to. Anything that is a citrus fruit will help the antibacterial properties, all right? And then the third thing that you must have is the sweetener. And quite honestly, it's up to you what you want to put in. Maybe you want to do a mix of half sugar and half sweetener. Maybe you just want to go. I did some experiments, as you're going to see, with all sorts of different things. Now, I started off thinking I was going to make the straight mint jelly that I already had, and then I got creative. So what I did was I put, and I'm going to put more in here so you can see how I did it. I put in okay, but what I want you to see before I do it is this is how it ended up after sitting for an hour. In other words, it's already solidified to some degree. I put in 1/3 of a cup of sugar. Okay. I then put in some mint, and this is from my garden. And I just used a bottle that originally had mints in it. So I just put in some mint. Up to you how much you want to put in. And then what do I need? I'm going to put in some red pepper is what I put in. So that's not a fruit because this is now like a savory one. And all I did was I chopped it up like this, just roughly. And then I threw it in here. And I need some citrus, so I'm going to put just a small slice of lemon. And I'm just going to take most of the edges off. By the way, this is a lemon that's getting a little hard now, so I'm just using it up. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in. How difficult so far? Think you could all do that? Then, so we've got, have we got sugar in there? Yes. Have we got the fruit or the vegetable? Yes, we got that. And we got the lemon, or we got that. So now I'm just going to blend it. Just hold on 1 second. How difficult was that? And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix this new stuff with the stuff that was in there originally. It already smells good. It tastes good. And now I'm going to put it into a jar. I love doing these things. Okay. I'm now putting it into a jar that I can get very hot, and that's a mason jar. All right. So I just literally turned it upside down on top of a big mason. This is about a 2 cup. All right. Hi, Sharon. Good to see you. And now what it says is it's going to probably need to cook for 15 minutes, but not all at one time. So we're going to do it in 3-minute increments in the microwave. You don't need to have anything fancy for this, all right? Oh. Now, you probably heard me say, oh, as I was about to put it in, because what I remembered was it said, if you're going to put it in your microwave, always put a plate underneath it in case it bubbles over. Now, remember, you're going to need to cook it in something that is way bigger than the amount of stuff that you've got in it. So if you saw, it was probably only a third full, so I got lots of room, because what will happen, this will start bubbling. And I wonder if you guys can help count with me, because when I'm talking, I'm going to forget. So this is our first round of 3. We're going to do 5, all right? And while we're waiting for that to work, I'm still want to eat the rest of it. Never mind, so. I'm just going to rinse this out. So now we can start working on the second one. What did you put in the jar? Well, you'd have to look at it later. I'll do the second one and then you'll see, Sharon. Basically, Sharon, it was sugar, mint, and red pepper, and lemon juice. And I blended it all up, and now it needs to cook for 15 minutes, but in 3-minute intervals, okay? Plenty of time to go. So a second one. I had some small strawberries from my garden, and I put them in 1/3 of a cup of sugar about an hour ago. And as you can see, it's like the strawberries bled into the sugar. Can you see that? Like the whole of the sugar has gone pink. I'm pretty sure you can see that. All right, so we're going to need to put a citrus in here. So your choices, what shall we put in this one? Do you think we should have strawberry lime, or strawberry orange, or strawberry lemon? What do you think? Any choice there? You get to choose. This is why we have fun. Lemon. Okay, I'm inclined to agree with you there, Sharon. So you were the first one to answer. And so what I'm going to do is just squeeze some lemon juice in there. Oh, but we don't want the. So I'm going to squeeze in about a teaspoon of lemon juice. So now we've got the 3 components, all right? We've got fruit, sugar, and citrus. That's all we need. Strawberry orange. Yeah, that would have been nice as well, but we'll do another orange one in a second, Antoinette, so hang in there. All right, so that one has done 3 minutes. Oh, I know how we can do this, people, because we are technically brilliant. Wait. Okay, so we've done 3. I'm going to stir it. Oh, it already bubbled over the top. Wow, I didn't expect that. So even though it was only a third full, I need to put it in something bigger. Isn't that amazing? It already bubbled up and over. I definitely don't want to be touching that, because that's very hot sugar there. don't want to waste this. It already looks like jam. Okay, I'm just going to do it for a couple more minutes, because I think that is pretty done. I need to watch it. Yep. Okay, so here's the truth. When you're working on very small batches like this, you don't need 15 minutes. This is already over 100 degrees, and that's what you need it to go to. That was pretty quick, wasn't it? So, and it will dry, it will cool fairly quickly, and it will thicken, which is already starting to do. Okay, and we're just going to let that cool. And I'm going to put this in some water. And what I want to show you is this is already, thank you for the timer warning. Okay, it has cooled enough, that's what I thought. Actually, very tasty. Okay, so for the next one, we will do it at half volume as suggested. So what I'm tasting now is almost like a sugar candy, but I can taste the lemon, and I can taste the red pepper, and the hint of mint is wonderful. So really recommend that one. That was easy. Okay, and what I will do is I will clean up that container a little bit later. So what we know is, did it stay soft? It is actually crystallizing. So this is why we do experiments, right? Is so we can find out. I think doing it slightly more slowly would have helped, but I want to tell you, it still tastes great. So let's think about that. If I find that it becomes almost like candy, which it may well do, all right, what I will do is add more liquid to it, and then heat it up again, and then let it cool again. Does that make sense to everybody? Kaz is saying, if you're making more jellies, you could put 2 different citruses. I wonder how that would taste. You see, that's what I wanted you to start thinking about, Kaz. When you stop worrying about being exact about your cooking, then you start getting adventurous. So now then, let's move on to the next one. The next one is strawberry. And I was thinking in here, did I put the lemon in already? I think I did, didn't I? So now let's also put in, let's get adventurous now. Shall we put in some vanilla? What do you think? Give a bit of a taste, right? So I'm just going to put a couple of drops of vanilla in there. Probably should put it in after it's cooked, but never mind. When have I ever done anything right? It's all about the fun of it, right? And okay, so I'm just mixing that up. And maybe I add a little bit of water to it. Maybe that was part of the issue as well. Okay, so this time I've got it down to sort of syrup. What about, what is that, Kez? Okay, so this time I've got it pretty liquid. It's really just like a thin syrup, right, to start with. However, we need it in a bigger jar. We know that from our experience. Honey. I've got another one I'm about to do in honey. So just bear with me. Great idea. Great minds think alike. So all I'm doing here is I'm just letting that drip into here. And I'm going to do 2 minutes, stir 2 minutes, and see how that works until we get the right consistency. Now, I am doing very small amounts. So obviously, if you're doing bigger amounts, but remember that a small amount, twice that came right over the top. So I'm hoping this one won't. All right. I'm just going to do 2 minutes this time. Oh, wait a minute. We want half volume, right? I know how to do this. I thought I knew how to do this. All right, I'm going to do it in 1 minute increments. I don't know how to turn that onto half volume. I'll find out for next week. It's already bubbling. Wow. Oops. All right, so it's already bubbling. You can probably see the steam coming off it, but I'm going to measure the temperature of that, see what it is. Wow. Well, what it told me was that once the jelly reaches over 100 degrees, you know, it is basically ready. And this is 107. So I'm just going to let it cool, see what happens. It's an experiment. But you can see this is still looking quite liquid. And I've got some basil in with the strawberry. I knew you guys were going to get creative with me. Should we put some basil in here? I've got some growing, but it's not quite big enough. Maybe, no, but I've got some here. There we go. There we go. Time has stopped. Good, thank you. So strawberry basil, that would be really tasty, wouldn't it? Doesn't need a lot. We'll just bung some in there. You see, what's happening to you guys is the same that happened to me. What if, you know? So this is now strawberry basil. And it's going to be jam because it's got bits in it. I want it to be more liquid than the other one. This is fine. What will happen is as it cools, it should get thicker. And if it doesn't, then we'll just put it in for some more. You understand? We'll just, you know, if after a couple of minutes it hasn't started to thicken up, then we'll just put it in. How long would it take to cook on a stove? Not very long. Lots of recipes online. We're getting to the cinnamon and nutmeg. I've got both of those, okay? So we're just going to see what happens. This was only 1 minute, and it smells. Thanks, Kez. Basil was a great idea. Who said basil? Oh, no, Isabel. Oh, that smells so good. Are you having fun yet? And this is pretty solid. This is not jam. This is candy. How many of you going, also not a bad idea, sir? This is mint red pepper candy. It's really tasty. That's how we learn, right? Hi, Sam. Good to see you. I know. That's what we're going to do next. So, next one. In here, I had to put these in before the broadcast because I wanted them to soak in, and that takes about half an hour. So in here, be ready for this. I have got they were dried cranberries, but now they are reconstituted, and orange bits. Can you see that? And for the sugar, All right, so we got the citrus with the orange. For the sugar, I thought salted caramel would be a nice thing, wouldn't it? Now then, I'm pretty sure we all agree that some cinnamon, we'll add that after it's cooked. Some cinnamon, and I've also got some nutmeg, and I've even got some ginger. Maybe we'll put ginger in another one. So we'll put those in, but we'll cook this first in a big jar. Get some water. And I'm just putting in, I'm probably going to need more. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to put a little bit more water in there. Yeah, maybe not. No, maybe not. We'll try it first. Okay, here we go. So we have got cranberry orange. It smells really good. Now this is definitely beginning to thicken up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not quite as liquid as it was. So this might work. It's got a long way to go to be room temperature. But it definitely is thicker than it was when we started. How many of you know the kid in me is loving this? You know, it's just like playing in the garden. Like, what else can we try? Right. All right, so we're going to add these to it. And in the meantime, I will have a little bit more. Of course, I'm going to get hyper with the sugar, right? Because this one was sugar. Right, that's good. And guess what I'm going to be making? I'm going to be making crystallized candies for presents now. Because, boy, that was not difficult, was it? And if I dropped it into my little ice cube trays, that would have solidified in beautiful little squares. If I suddenly get very hyper, you know why. And don't ask me for my blood sugar tomorrow. Sure. I stopped it because it was bubbling over, or trying to. Wow. Okay, so that one's done as well. So I'm going to put in a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, stir it all up. Now, all I'm really trying to show you is how easy this can be if you're prepared to just sit and play. All right? Now this obviously will end up as a pretty thick jam because it's got lots of bits. If I blended it, we could have turned it more into a jelly, but I think that's going to look really interesting. So we'll let that cool down. All right. By the way, you agree that we could have added, let's say, some orange color or some orange taste to it, all right, if we felt that it needed extra. What we're going to do is we're going to find out. Kez is saying, you cooking jelly too long reminds me of when I was a little and I made baked apples to distract by talking too much, and it turned out to be toffee apples. You could do a live one on baked apples. Absolutely. You see, this is all about don't be scared to play these things. And I don't think that there are too many accidents, right? It just is fun. So I've got some orange essence in here that I could have added. I don't think it needs it, quite honestly, but I will taste it. And if I decide I would have liked it to taste more orangey, then, next time I will add some of that. Because we make this up as we go along, people, right? Not about perfection. All right, so we've used that one. Now, who was it that said honey? Here we've got blueberry soaked in honey. Going to add some water. Just a little bit more. Okay. And don't really need the honey stalk. I mean the blueberry stalks, do we? Don't think that adds to the taste somehow. All right, now then, I'm thinking, what if we added in some rosemary? Rosemary, blueberry, honey. What do you think? From my garden. Oh, it smells so good. Now, the trick is not to do too much. By the way, if ever you want to get the leaves off rosemary, just to take a fork and go down like that, right? I'm just going to take a couple of bits. And I actually would like this blended. I sort of liked it when it was blended. So I've just put about that much in. That works. By the way, I do want to tell you guys something. I love you, right? And that I enjoy entertaining you with this stuff. But have you any idea how long it takes me to clean up my kitchen after I've done one of these? Oh, look at that, Samantha. You see, everybody's getting excited about this now. So Sam's saying, I didn't know that. I wonder, does it work well with lavender too? Absolutely. Any edible herbs would be wonderful, including lavender. All right, so now what I'm going to do is this is now blueberry, honey, rosemary. Is anybody else drooling at the idea of this? Yeah, Sharon says she has thought about it often. Sometimes, Sharon, I don't get my kitchen clean again until Sunday. Oh, actually, no, Saturday. All right, let me blend this up. That works. All right, I need a big container now because I've used up these. All right. What have we been doing? 2 minutes? Because it's working, whatever it is. Wait 2 minutes. No citrus. Why didn't you remind me? We need citrus. What do you think about lime in here? Will lime go with the... Orange. What do you think, guys? Blueberry orange, blueberry lime, blueberry lemon. Your choice. I forgot to put any citrus in. All right, nobody answered. I'm going to make a decision. Let's try lime. Haven't done lime with anything yet. How bad can it be? Oh, wait. How about we do lime zest? Blueberry lemon, yeah. How about lemon zest? Lemon, Yeah, I think you could be right. All right, I'll go with it. All right, so what I've got is my little fancy tool here, and I'm just going to take some of the lemon off the outside. I've got a zester somewhere, but I haven't found it yet. That's working fairly well. Yeah. And if I wanted to, if you don't happen to have a zester, you could also use a potato peeler and just take the very edge of it off, right? And I'll just do that so you can see what I'm doing here. It actually works surprisingly well. Just don't press too hard. Try not to zest the label. That work? Okay, and we're going to just blend it again. What did I do with the top? There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was good call. Lemon. Whole lot of that mixture is now on my floor. Yeah, that'll be sticky. Okay. Yeah. Okay, here we go. That's definitely a keeper. The mixture of the honey and the lemon, blueberry and rosemary, if it tastes anything as good as it smells, we'll be happy with it. Okay, in it goes. Give it 2 minutes. I need to watch it for when it bubbles up. So please excuse me for a second. Such a sticky mess. All right, so it started bubbling at just about a minute, and what I did is stirred it, and now I've put it on for another 30 seconds. Oh, so 1 minute 30 was fine, better than fine. I don't trust that to go into plastic, so I'm going to put that into here. Is pineapple is a citrus, isn't it? I think pineapple is a citrus. Gonna let that cool down a bit before I put it into water. For obvious reasons, I don't want to crack my Pyrex. Hang on a second, let me just double check that. Oh, unlike oranges, lemons, and limes and other citrus fruits, pineapples do not grow on trees. Now, hang on a second. Is pineapple a citrus fruit? And I think the answer is yes. Could you just give me a straight answer, people? Could somebody just Google it who's got a bit of time? Yes, I don't. That's right. I don't think that pineapple will allow the jelly to set. I think quite often when you're making Jello, they say don't add pineapple, right? Because it will stop the Jello setting. Now, how many of you think that if you had a problem with it setting properly, this is my experiment mind thinking, you know, in that strawberry one, what if I added, you know, heated it up again and added a little bit of Jello powder? You know, this is called, let's get creative, people. Then let's do it perfectly. Let's have fun. What am I doing? Ah, yes. That's pretty hot. I think that's going to be a winner. All right. Anybody up for another one? All right. Jody's confirming it. Pineapple is not a citrus. All right. So what have we got here? Oh, yeah. Are you ready to drool some more? What I did here is I soaked some raspberries in no sugar added stevia maple syrup. I think I should add water. All right, and any herbs that you think would, I agree, Sam. Okay, so now we've got the tang of the raspberries. We've got maple syrup. And what herb shall we huck in there? Oh, yeah, that's a nice comment. I should not enjoy this as much as I do, right? That's good. Any ideas? What would you put? Actually, a lot of things would go. Shall we try ginger? Oh, shall we try ginger in there? Ginger, raspberry, maple. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Have I got ginger here? Yes. Okay. So, of course. So a pinch or two. Yeah, ginger definitely. You know, sometimes you just got to go through the list until you go, yeah, that would work. All right, so now we have got raspberry. I want to blend this again, people, because it definitely seems to work better when it's blended. Okay. Gonna make a noise. Wait. Did we have citrus in here? No, we didn't have citrus, people. Because we did raspberry, maple, ginger. Okay. Sorry about that. Citrus. Lime. Got to be lime. Because we haven't done anything. So do you think lime zest or lime juice? Lime juice, apparently. My body says lime juice. So let's do that. Do that. Some. And we need the citrus because it's an antibacterial and because it tastes so good. Do you have mandarin? What a brilliant suggestion. Yes. That is such a good suggestion. So we now got round. How many of you are going? Eating at my house is always an experience. Now I just. I don't think we want it to be overbearing, right? So I'm going to put in. There we go. Oh yeah, my taste buds are telling me that should taste quite good. Thank you for that. Who was that, Kez? Great idea, Kez. Now, for some of you, might want to do what I call the best of both worlds, all right, which is to blend it like this, and then at the last minute add some more fruit to it. But remember, you need to take the fruit up to over 100 so that it's cooked. Okay, that's actually smells okay, but I have a feeling it needs just something added to it. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, we'll try it, see how it works. I need a bigger jar. Okay, so Jody's saying, prediction. So we'll be eating a lot of toast in the nearest future. Yeah, but you know something? I will taste all of these to make sure the quality control is there. And then I will freeze them. And I will just keep out, a small amount like this. This I will cut up because I now know that it's candy. I will cut it up and have a little piece of candy with my evening meal. Oh, yeah. Remember how sloppy this was? I don't know if you can see, but now it's sort of almost like jelly. It's working, people. This was maple, raspberry, mandarin. Yeah, so that's well and truly done. What are we going to pour that into? It's not very much, so maybe another one of these. Okay. The fun bit. Now, obviously, some of these haven't had a chance to cool down yet. But I think, what did we do before the strawberry one? We did one before strawberry. Oh, the one that became candy. Okay, got it. All right, so let's do this. What I wanted to just remind you of is with this one, all right, this was the cranberry orange, which I think I will have to probably do again, but you get the idea. Some cheer would be a good idea. Yeah, what if I threw cheer in here? Anyway, what I wanted to just give you the idea of is that, for the, You know, for Thanksgiving, you might want to put some orange ribbon around it. All right. And for Christmas, maybe red ribbon and, you know, a cinnamon stick. What do you think? Make a nice present. All right. So here's what I would do. In the evening, I would get my crackers. I'm allowed 6 crackers. Okay, like that. I would grab my cheese. You saw me get it out. What did I do with it, people? Okay, seriously, what did I do with the cheese? Did I put it back? No. I'm allowed 2 strips of cheese at night. And then what I do is I cut it up into smaller pieces, like that. Okay, and then I am allowed some grapes. And now, so exciting. I want you to see this. Can you see that it's solidifying quite nicely? Ooh. That's nice. Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that at all, people. And then what I would do is I would just put a little bit of this right here. I'm going to have 2 teaspoons. Oh, yeah. And there you go. Does that make a really nice evening snack? All right. So just literally, I dunk my cheese in there. Take a wafer cracker, put it on there. That was a strawberry. Very good. All right. Now, I'm pretty sure that if I put that in my fridge overnight, absolutely. Okay, so here, this is what I want you to do, Kez. Well done. Hang on 1 second. I just want to get my hands dry or not sticky. Kez is suggesting, listen to this. She's saying a combo for next time is fig, vanilla bean, blood orange, or pink grapefruit. Isn't that awesome? Thank you for your contribution, Sam. I really appreciate it. So of these, how many of you can see this was hardly rocket science, right? And if it's not the right consistency the first time, just do small batches like I did until you've got it worked out. I can't be bothered with the cracker right now. And it was just a couple of strawberries that came out of my garden that were a bit small. And I thought, hey, I'm just going to use those for jelly. So, what did I do with the... Is this honey in here? This was the salted caramel. I think it needs either... The salted caramel wasn't enough, just so you know. Nice. I'll get lipstick everywhere. So if you're going to use that, you need to add either some stevia or some sugar to it. Okay, just so you know. And you could also add a little bit extra orange juice in here to give you even more flavor. But I will just heat that up again and make it again. It's not a failure. It just needs a little bit more to it. Okay. Excuse me a second. That hasn't started to... So without a doubt, the sugar one set up the easiest. I've got to remember, what did I have with the strawberry? I'd have to go back and check that. But this one worked. We know that worked. Yes, strawberry orange, but what did I use for the sweetness? This was with the last one. Yeah, that's beginning to... See that? That was the mandarin raspberry one. Yeah, now here you go. Sharon is saying that you're making me want to drag out those shriveled grapes in the fridge. What I want you to see, all right, and this is all about why I do these things with you. You understand I had way too many mint leaves in my life. That's why I wanted to make the mint jelly. But once I started, I was then got creative in my mind. And so, yeah, if you've got, what about grape and red pepper would be good. Grape and almost anything. But yes, you don't need to throw them away. Just blend them up and do it. So the strawberry was definitely a big hit for me. And that had sugar. The strawberry also had sugar. So the sugar works the best. What a pity. So what I will do now, as you can probably imagine, is I will just add a third of a cup of sugar to this and then blend it up again, or just heat it up again to that height. And quite honestly, most of these went up to almost 200 degrees, just so you know, within a minute and a half. So pretty good, huh? I'm just tasting these so you can know. This one has a really interesting taste. This is the one we added the mandarin to. And what you've got here, there's a sharpness to it from the raspberries. But then you've got there isn't that much of the mandarins. So you could actually throw a few more mandarins in, just so that you know. But it's very tasty. Definitely be very nice with cheese as well. This one, that needs something else. Okay. It's tasty. How many fingers have I got? but it needs a sharpness to it. What did we not put in there? Maybe some more lemon. Maybe it needs more lemon. Right, just to give it that tang. But it's really nice. So at the moment, I've got to say that this one is, did come out to be a jelly, which is great. And it tastes good. Okay, we know that. So peaches and what else? Just peaches and Now, Sharon, forgive me on this one. What about peaches and a little bit of curry powder? And I don't know why I'm thinking that a little bit of curry powder in with peaches. Peaches and raspberries together, yes. But I'm thinking, I don't know. I think a little bit of curry powder in there would taste awesome. The other thing is, what about red chili and peaches? A few red chili flakes in there. For those of you who like your chili, your jellies on the hot side, all right? So there's no end, all right? What I was looking at is, what have I got in my kitchen that I can use? By the way, just so you know, I had too many red peppers, and I just wrapped them in paper towel rather than freeze them and put them in my greenhouse window. And, oh, I lied, this isn't that. What is this I've got here? Oh. That's mint. That's fresh mint. Had too much mint. So, and I just wrapped it in paper towel, and now I've got green mint that I can add to my next bit of jelly. Yeah, this is my dehydrated. By the way, I haven't got a dehydrator. I just literally put it up there in the window that gets a lot of sun, and just left it for a week or so. And the paper towel helps keep it good, but these are now dried red pepper. So it's almost like a leather. And this is like, no, I didn't throw that away. I thought I'll just try it and see what happens. And that's why I wanted to experiment with making the jellies, because now, how about, I've got dried tomatoes. So I'm thinking I can make, a tomato. Oh, tomato and peach would probably go quite well, wouldn't it? What else have I got in there? Cilantro. We didn't use cilantro. Homegrown cilantro. What would you do with cilantro? Yes. All right, so Kez, the answer is yes, we do. Hang on a second. All right, so I just wanted to get it so that I could show people what we're talking about. Kez said, I saw in a master chef that they use black pepper with pears. Do you get golden syrup in Canada? Yes, we do. I think it would make a really great jelly, great use of sugar. Another winner. How many of you going, this is fun? And I do want to tell you that once you start thinking, that's what happened to my kitchen. I started, I was just going to make the one. And then the next time, well, what if I, and then, oh, what if I, so, I'm looking at this and going, the cilantro, I think would have been really nice with the mandarin as well. Maybe that's what it's missing. or more rosemary. Maybe I didn't put enough rosemary in there. So it definitely needs a bit more kick. Simple. Can you all do it? By the way, if you're using the stove to do it, please be very careful. Number one, boiling sugar is extremely dangerous to the skin. All right? And you will notice I was particularly careful about moving containers and things because I know that that is burning sugar. And I wouldn't want any of you to do that. But what I do want you to see is really for take an hour and play. And how many different varieties do you think you could come up with and perfect by Christmas time? And what if you gave, what I was thinking of, hold on a second. You know, you could grab a couple of these from the dollar store and load it up with some crackers and some homemade jellies, and you know, just put a label on it so they know you took the time to home make it. You've also got, hang on, you know, you could also, you know, maybe grab, you know, a basket like this and put all sorts of different things in it. And what I'm doing this Christmas is baskets of stuff. Well, you know, Jody, I know it's going to be a difficult Christmas for a lot of people. But I had a look, you know, I'm always saying, what have I got too much of? You know what I've got too much of? In my freezer, I have got, I think, at least one big bag of sugar from way back when. And what I threw it when I got back here, I threw it into the freezer. I know sugar doesn't go off, but I thought I would throw it in the freezer. And then I started to think, I've got to think about what I can make and use up that sugar because, you know, I'm not allowed to eat it. Okay, so that's interesting. Kez is saying that she thinks that our golden syrup is a bit runnier than the one in Australia. Theirs is more, oh, you have lions. It's got the lion on it, a green can with a lion on it. What's it called? Begins with L. I can see it. I grew up with it. Green can with a lion on it. Anyway, it's probably called lions, but I don't think it is. Anyway, so this is, yes, this is El Cheapo stuff. This is the generic stuff. So this isn't the high quality stuff. But the question is, how much sugar is in here? All right, it's saying that for every 2 tablespoons of this, it's got 17 grams of sugar. So that's quite a lot of sugar, but that also it'll be interesting to use to thicken it up. Very tasty as well. Great ideas. Anything else that you're thinking about, guys? What I'm hoping that you realize is there's no end to this. You know, it's just like, I think once you start, you're going to go, yeah, but let me try this as well. So mixing the mint with the red pepper was a really nice combination. Jody, could you just type in somewhere for me English golden syrup and see what comes up that's in a green can? It's going to drive me insane. Lyles. I told you it began with an L. You are such a star. Thank you. And that's why I love you being my admin. You're looking before I even ask. I told you it began with an L, and I didn't think it was lions. Lyle's golden syrup. I grew up eating that. So good stuff. Right. Which one did you like the idea of most? Just so that I know. All right. So Antoinette's saying that she's going to make some strawberry and orange. Okay, good. And remember that whatever you add to it is going to totally change the taste. All right. So you can make whatever you add, if one time you add things like nutmeg and mace or something or allspice to it, it'll taste completely different from the day that you put in the ginger and something else, So that's what I love about it. It's so simple to do. If you've got some frozen fruit in your deep freeze that maybe has been there a bit too long, play with it. Jody's saying, I left them all, but the blueberry rosemary on a water cracker sounds divine. Yes, okay. Peugeot there is P-E-U, Peugeot, that is a car company. I'm not aware of, are you thinking it's a food company? If so, I'm not aware of it. It's not that there isn't one, I just don't know of it. I'm sure that Jody will check it as we speak. I know Peugeot, which is P-E-U-G-E-O-T, and that may be what you're thinking of, but maybe not, Kimmy. But thanks for the input. So do you understand that you now know how to do it easily? If you haven't got a microwave, then just do small batches. You can understand that this is just beginning to solidify now. And I'm going to put all these in the fridge, and I will let you know which ones firmed up and which ones I will do again. But it's not a waste, right? It's just a case of if I want it to be more solid, then I need to add more sugar. Make sense? And I will do them all in little containers like this. No, I can't say that. This one might never get to be in a container like this again. It may get just chopped up and eaten. It is interesting. I was wondering about frozen bananas as well. I would say there's one way to find out. What I read somewhere when I was doing a bit of research into this, Kez, is somebody said if you want to thicken it up, consider using some yogurt. And I'm going, really? And so, I think the sky's the limit. And like everything else in life, if you want to know, I wonder if it would work, try it and let us know. But can you see that if you've got a little bit of fruit left over, you've got a little bit of, the end of a red pepper left over, you've got some extra herbs you don't know what to do with. All right. It's just like, imagine that you've got neighbors that just moved in next door and you could take them a little basket with crackers and some homemade jellies. Well, they think you're the best neighbor in the world. And, especially if you get little containers like this and you can, print out little label to put around it here, made with love, homemade, whatever. The mandarins, very good idea. I think mandarin, I would definitely going to make one now with the mandarins as the main part of it. Because that definitely, I think, worked really well. Maybe I'll try the mandarin with golden syrup. All right. Thanks for trying to help there, Jody. I appreciate it. You do work hard, honey, I must say. All right, everybody. So that's the broadcast that I wanted to give you. I hope it made you smile. I hope it made you drool in some areas. And that also it made you see that, doing these things, you don't have to be perfect at it. All right. You didn't see me measure a whole lot. And I was prepared to go, okay, that didn't set up quite enough, so I need some more next time. And this is all about, hey, don't think of it as pass and failure. Think of it about, wow, that tasted really good. I didn't expect that to taste that good. And I didn't expect to end up with candy either, but, it's a happy accident. And now I'm going, That was really easy to do, right? And now what I'm going to do is do that again with some other fruits and stuff and make little crystallized fruit bombs for Christmas presents. You know, it's just amazing what you can do. So thank you for being here. Thank you. Come over and help me clean up. It would be really nice of you. I'm not joking. What was the one we did recently? I don't know, but I think it took me nearly 2 days to get the kitchen clean again. It was one of those ones where we had everything out. This basically isn't too bad because most of it's just containers that need to go back. But oh, Kiz is saying she likes me being a food scientist. I don't consider myself to be a food scientist, but can you see? Now this is the question. Can you see how much fun I have doing it? Because it's all a big experiment to me. You see, there is no failure for me. This is like, well, that worked. That one worked better. This one could work better if I did this. You see, to me, it's all an experiment. It's not a pass and fail. And because of that, I thoroughly enjoy it. And, you know, Jody, I have you to thank. Actually, I have Benji to thank for bringing me up the mint jelly that I so enjoyed and just finished this week. And then I thought, wait a minute, mint jelly. What did Jody ask me the other week? She asked me privately, what was the difference between jelly and jam? Do we now have the answer, everybody? Let's see how smart you are. Were you listening at the outset, at the beginning? Oh, Antoinette, I do them every Friday night at 7 o'clock Pacific. Antoinette's asking, when am I next doing a cooking show? They're called experiments, Antoinette. Experiments with food. Yeah, I think you could be right. It might have been that one that we did with the chicken strips. By the way, I have to tell you that I've been eating, you know, I bring out one packet every week, and they have been so good. And I just make a sauce to go over them. By the way, how many of you know that this would make a really good sauce over some chicken or something? That would make a really good sauce over, you know, add that with a little bit of gravy powder, and it would sound like I'd, you know, spent all hours in the kitchen creating that sauce. You see, everything's great if you see it that way. I get my jollies out of playing in the kitchen. I'm not a great cook. I had Yvonne over this week to come visit me. And, you know, I said to her, I cannot tell you how much I miss cooking for you every week. Because you remember, I used to cook every week for her and Wade. And I really miss that. So, well, that's really kind. Kez is saying, I love it when you experiment with food because you laugh heaps and it brightens up our days always. I didn't, you know, I never expected this to be a Friday night ritual, but unfortunately, I haven't done any major food prepping for the week. So I will need to do some tomorrow, but that's okay. But I do know that I've got lots of really nice things to add to things I'm making. Do you all agree with me? This would make a really nice sauce, you know, just to put in with some, if I'm doing something in the slow cooker. This would make an awesome sauce over chicken. The blueberry, great over pork. So now it's a case of, it's not just about jellies, it's about how quickly can I make these sauces and say to people, hey, try this, you know, next time you're having, there's something in all of this, right? And what I do really mean that if you've got, you know, people that have got a birthday coming up and you haven't got a lot of money, do you have a third of a cup of sugar, right? And you know, buy your crackers in bulk if you can, and just, you know, it makes a really pleasant looking gift. And if you know their kitchen colors, can we ever have too many tea towels? You know, get a tea towel in the colors that match their kitchen. Or when all else fails, get white ones. You know, so you can do this and you can make really nice presents without spending a whole lot of money. I spend my year playing to see what works. And then round about November, I decide what it is that I'm actually going to do. I'm definitely going to be doing jellies. And I always love doing the chocolates, right? Because the chocolates are such fun to do for me because I test them. What can I say? This is Dear Mama Soul saying, please remember to have fun. If we don't make our life fun, it isn't. And it is up to us to make it fun. I don't know what gives you pleasure. I don't know what it is you do that makes you laugh. But, you know how much I talk to myself while I'm doing this, right? And how many taste tests I have to do for quality. And you know how much of this is not going to be here by the time I go to bed tonight. Smile. And I wonder why I'm pre-diabetic. This is Dear Mama Sal saying I love you dearly. Thank you for being here. And please make your life fun. We don't know how much time we have. This is Dear Mama Sal saying bye-bye for now. Look after one another, but please start off by looking after yourself. Bye, everybody.